Hello, I'm Pamela Davis. Welcome to episode 31 of the Well Done Life podcast. Well, hello, and welcome back to episode 31 of the Well Done Life podcast. I'm your host, Pamela Davis. If this is your first time here, hey, welcome. I'm so excited that you could join us. If you've been here before, thank you guys so much for continuing to rock with me. 31 podcasts in, I'm just floating on cloud 9, just thinking about how we're building this community together. So I want to say thank you. And again, like I said, if you just joined or you've been here before, then you know that the Well Done Life podcast is about building community. It's about us sharing our stories and to help elevate, educate, and grow together, because that's what living the Well Done Life is all about. Before we dive into today's topic, which I'm really excited to share with you guys, I, of course, always want to give praise and reverence to all the first responders out there, all the delivery workers, the educators, the parents, the kids, and everyone dealing with COVID-19. Everyone's back out in the world more and more, and cases are starting to go down. Luckily, in my area, unfortunately, deaths are not. So sending prayers to anyone who has lost someone to COVID-19. I know that this has got to be such a hard time for you, so I want to say prayers. But then also to all of us out here, let's make sure that we are doing our part by wearing masks, being kind, and please make sure you're taking care of yourself, because there's a lot going on. There's a lot of pressure, a lot of stress. Make sure you're treating your body and your spirit like the temples that they are. So before we dive into today, I want to go ahead and set also the foundation of this new series that I'm really excited about bringing to you guys. This new series, excuse my cell phone going off like that, is it's time to bring new voices in, simply put. And so today I want to share a conversation that I had with an amazing young woman named Diaz. And I'm going to share all of Crystal's social information in the show notes. But essentially, this series that I'm going to be bringing to you with new voices from other women is an opportunity for us again to start to build that foundation of what the Well Done Life is about. Everybody has a story. Everybody has something that they can share with each other that is going to help all of us in the long run continue to grow and elevate. And we can support each other, because as women, it is so important that we support each other more and more. With everything going on, with all the social unrest, all the racial inequities, we also need to learn how to hear from each other and value everyone's experiences, because we're not all walking in the same shoes, but we do walk in the same shoes, because as women, we face challenges in this world that we have to overcome. So I hope that you definitely find value in these conversations. I'm just, again, so excited that Chrissy could come on and share her story so openly with us. I hope you glean some understanding from it, and that you will just continue to rock with me as we go forward. So hello and welcome, Crystal, to the Well Done Life podcast. I am so excited to have you on my show. And I wanted to take this time to just, again, before we kind of dive in, again, say thank you for being willing and open, because I know it probably came out of left field. Because no offense, we have never had a conversation outside of social media.
Really?
Really, and all the time that I have known you, I know that must sound really nuts to say, and I've probably seen you at influencer events. Yeah. I realize I've never had a conversation with you.
That's so true.
And I wanted to talk to you because I have kind of watched you move and navigate. And I said, okay, I really feel like she's got quite a story, and I don't know what it is, but I need to figure it out. So I welcome you here. And I wanted to ask you, so tell us about Chrissy. Tell us who you are.
Wow. So Chrissy, well, I'll give you a background because no one really calls me Chrissy. A lot of people call me Crystal.
Okay.
Chrissy was kind of, so when I lived in New York, I worked with this Jamaican guy, Orville, and he always used to call me Chrissy D.
Okay.
Like, Chrissy D. Wagwan. So Chrissy just stuck with me
Okay.
when I lived in New York. So when I came back here and I started blogging, I didn't want to use Crystal. I wanted to use a different name. So I was like, oh, let me just use Chrissy. It could be like my little alter ego, I guess.
Okay. Okay.
So
that's okay. So that's Chrissy. What made you get into blogging?
My love for writing. I was always an English honors student, communications major. I love writing. And I started my first blog, Chrissy's Corner, just as a way to kind of express myself. I always felt like I was better at expressing my emotions in written form versus verbally.
Right.
Which I think probably now, going to therapy, that stems from my childhood, being silenced.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's what prompted me to start my blog, and then yeah.
Okay. Well, when I was looking at your blog, I did notice that it does have, you're a great writer, but you seem to write about mental health. You seem to also write about business practices. I noticed some finance. Where do your passions really lie?
For me, it's really with the mental health part. Just because of the things that I've been through, and feeling like no one really understands what it is to go through a panic attack or be anxious or be truly depressed, like clinically depressed, not just I'm sad today.
Right.
And so I just felt like I needed to use my voice to kind of be, I guess, a spokesperson for the people that felt like how I felt 2 years ago, feeling like no one was really in my corner.
I understand. And you're right. Depression and mental health is nothing to take lightly. I've had my own struggles with it. And it is something that I feel like more and more people with everything going on have that opportunity to experience. One thing that struck me, and unfortunately I couldn't read the article because it was on the site, but I guess the site that was hosting it previously was down. Can you talk a little bit more about your experience with mental health? How did that pivot you into making your focus of your blog more mental health focused?
So in 2018, December, just one morning I woke up and I was not myself. I was not feeling it. I was like, I'm not going to work. I was going to sit here and cry, and I just was not happy. I didn't know what was wrong. I just knew I just felt like I wasn't happy. I didn't like myself. So my mom called me and that morning, and she was like, what are you doing? You getting ready for work? And I'm like, I just started bawling, just crying. And my mom didn't raise me. My dad raised me. So I don't really have that mother-daughter relationship with my mom. But it's just weird how she just was that person that was there for me on this day. And I just told her, I said, I don't want to live anymore. I was like, I don't care. I don't know why I feel like this. Is just how I feel. And so she's like, I need you to, get dressed, come, because she didn't have a car. She's like, come to my house, and just chill here for a little bit. So I started getting dressed, and I remember being in the bathroom and just looking at myself in the mirror and being just utterly disgusted with myself. So I go to my mom's house and I call my therapist as I'm on my way, and she tells me, get your mom and then come to my office. So I go see her, and I'm like, I just want everyone to leave me alone. I just want, if you're not going to let me kill myself, then just let me go to a hotel, leave me alone. I just I want time off from life, period.
Wow.
And so my therapist said, just, maybe go to your mom's house, take a nap. And when you wake up, if you still feel this way, go to the hospital. I was like, okay. So I went to my mom's house. I wasn't feeling well either. So because this is all tied together, your mental and your physical. So I was I was sick. So my mom had made me some ginger tea, and I remember falling asleep and waking up. This was at noon, waking up at like 8 p.m.
Oh, wow.
And like, I was like, take me to the hospital.
Oh, wow.
So she took me, and there's like a lot of people waiting, but obviously they know why I'm there, I'm like taken immediately back. They 2 IVs, one in each arm, and I had like an infection or whatever, but yeah, they put me to sleep and woke up in the ambulance, and I was going to the behavioral health center over by SeaWorld, and that was just an experience in and of itself. It's almost like prison, except, I was in a high functioning unit, so I was with people that, were like regular people like us. No criminal background, not homeless, things like that. So it didn't feel like prison in there, because we just roamed around. We went to group sessions together. But that experience, it really opened my eyes to how blessed I am. And although I was feeling like that for who knows how long, I really felt like that. But I don't know, it was just like, what are you doing?
I understand.
You look out.
Oh, no. I was just going to say, so it seems like, because I know I've heard, and even I remember myself, it's like you're a functioning depressed person. You're going through life, you're going to work, you're doing all the normal things, and then all of a sudden it just hits you. And it sounds like that's what happened to you. Yeah.
Yeah. It was tough. It was tough.
Well, I have to say, I think it's amazing that you were able to come out of it, because I know what it's like when you feel that low. I know for me, I felt very lonely when I was suicidal. Yeah. I didn't do it. I didn't make an act because I was very fortunate, I guess, to say, as a caregiver to my mom and sister, I knew I could not do that because there would be nobody behind me to pick up the slack for them. Yeah. So for you, having the wherewithal to know that you needed that assistance, that you needed the support, that's a lot of strength. Yeah. And that's an amazing thing that you're able to do. How did that, obviously the time that you were there, you've learned many tactics, and how do you constantly check in with yourself to make sure that you're okay?
Talk to myself a lot.
Me too.
My dog probably thinks I'm crazy because I'm always talking to myself. I'm like, girl, like, it's one of those things you have to do to like change your mindset, because this mind up here, I'm not gonna say my brain, but my mind, like, that is like my worst enemy, and it will keep me from doing some things that I know I need to be doing. And I think and then I have to say it out loud. That's why I talk to myself, because when I hear it, then it changes. It helps change that mindset.
Yes. And I think that that's great. Like I said, I talk to myself all the time too. So I appreciate that. With everything going on, I especially talk to myself now. I do. I feel very fortunate, but I definitely have a lot of conversations going on with myself with everything that you're experiencing. How are you doing? Like, how is your mental health now?
It's really weird. So at the beginning of the pandemic, it was terrible. I was probably seeing my therapist like once a week, but now it's like I haven't seen her in like 2 months. And it's weird because it's like I got laid off in March. Oh
wow.
I live by myself, so I'm quarantined by myself. I have a studio apartment, so I'm quarantined in one room, basically. It's like a lot of little things, and like not being able to see my family, like my dad. But so I guess I'm doing good because I'm not stressing about bills and things. It's just like, everybody's going through this. I'll be all right. They get evicted, I get evicted. So I don't know
Oh my gosh. No. And you know what? I don't think that that's crazy because it's for the first time, a couple of friends of mine were all saying the same thing. Nobody's better off than everybody. Everybody's just kind of like either you've been laid off or you're potentially could get laid off later on. We're all having to face this new normal. So I feel like it's one of those few times where everybody has an equal level of stress.
Exactly.
As opposed to what's normally going on. But I definitely understand that. So it's like trying to check in with yourself and keep yourself going. So with you by yourself, how are you entertaining yourself? Like, what are you doing to like break through the monotony?
So I started learning how to bake and like try different recipes. I got some paint brushes and paints. We have a trail I live in an apartment complex. We actually have a trail along the lake. So sometimes I'll walk that. And then now I am working on a business that I have with my best friend. And
nice.
Yeah, so we'll be launching soon. It's called Creative Collaborations.
Okay.
So we'll be helping other business owners build their business and web design and graphic design.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm super excited.
Well, I totally will keep in touch about that because I love seeing people like develop their own businesses. Are you thinking that you just want to go full-time into entrepreneurial, or are you going to try to balance it with getting a job too? How do you want to work it?
I just told someone today, I was like, I guess I'll start applying for jobs now. I don't know. Like, I want to focus on it 100%. And so I'm just trying to like, I don't want to work full-time and do this. I'd rather just do this full-time.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And it's kind of like what you were saying earlier. It's like you just try to find your gratitude. It's amazing to me, like how I've heard more people say, obviously I can figure out from what's going on. Life isn't promised. Nothing is to my promise. I might as well go out here and live my dream right now.
Exactly.
So, is being an entrepreneur your dream?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Being in corporate, I've learned I do not. I do not belong in corporate at all.
It's a slippery slope. I always like to say it like that. It's a slippery slope. It does definitely take a balance. But I think now's not the time. Like I always tell people, find your dreams. If that's your dream, go for it. So then how does writing work into that? Because you're a very good writer.
Thank you. I've been neglecting my writing. Where's my notebook? I have like a notebook. I started like actually like writing in this notebook. And so that's what I've been doing, but I haven't been transferring it over to my blog yet because I don't know. It's kind of just like my thoughts when I'm like, I watch a lot of documentaries. I love.
Oh, very cool.
So I write down a lot of quotes and like.
Yes.
I finally got through Black as Fuck.
Okay. Yes. Oh, yeah. Please. You are more than welcome to curse.
Right. You should be cursing like yours this way.
I like a good cuss word.
So I finally got through it, but I don't know if you saw that. I don't know if you watched it.
I have not seen it yet, but I will be checking that out.
Yeah, it's kind of in the beginning. I was like, "What is this?" But there's an episode with Tyler Perry, and he gave some good advice on like because Kenya Barris asked him like, how do you handle the critics? And he's like, I don't give a fuck what they think. Like he's like, I write for my people and they understand me, and that's it. If you don't understand me, keep it moving.
I agree. That is so funny because it fits right into the quote I love on your website, and I have it up. To be nobody but yourself in a world which is doing its best night and day to make you everybody else means to fight the hardest battle which any human being can fight and never stop fighting. And I'd never heard about that excerpt from a miscellany. Is that correct? Yeah. A miscellany? Okay. How does that quote kind of fit with what you're talking about?
Man, so part of my, I guess, lack of self-confidence in the past really stemmed from like people my family particularly misunderstanding me a lot and categorizing me. I always felt like the black sheep of my family. So I just kind of hid myself. That's why I moved up north to get away from everybody, just to be by myself, like created my own life up there. So coming back here, it's like I'm a new person. I'm not the same 18-year-old that left. Now I was like 27 when I came back. So it's like I'm grown now, okay? So
yes.
I ain't about these games.
I understand.
And so once I got out of the hospital in 2018, I just told myself, like, they clearly, like, everyone loves you, but they clearly don't think what they want to think. So just be who you are, and who cares? And that's where that quote, when I read that, I was like, that is how I feel like now with everything that's going on. Like, I don't give a shit.
I don't blame you. You shouldn't give a shit. Because like I said, life's not promised, and you got to live in your purpose and your dream. That's very unapologetic of you. And that's why to me, it seems counteractive to what you were saying with, oh, I was not really that confident. It doesn't look like you're not confident anymore. It sounds like you are like, bitch, I'm on my own right now. I know totally who all this is. Yeah. What do you do outside of your writing and obviously pouring into your business? But what do you do that helps you stay grounded in all of this madness?
So I believe in our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, but I keep crystals everywhere. I have them here on my desk. I have them on my wrist. I have my singing bowl. I light my incense. And I smoke my weed, you know?
It's all about your balance.
Like, I just need them. I got my plants. I'm good. Like, I am good. And I'm more of an introvert. I could be an extrovert, but I'm definitely more of an introvert. I like being in my space, in my zone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I understand that. But it's funny. Like I said, it's just, I always say that people, like, you think that the most introverted person, you think somebody's an extrovert, but they're really an introvert. And the most introverted person you know is the one who is hanging out, doing all these things, but they're actually like really super shy.
Don't want to be there.
And don't want to do it, but they're doing it anyway. Because like I said, it seems to me just from following your journey, you're just continuing to evolve, which I think is a great thing. I've seen you be very active in regards to the Black Lives Matter movement and very vocal with the social unrest and justice. It's, there are so many different layers to you. If you were to tell someone one thing about you, what would you want them to know about who you are?
That's a really good question. I think I just want them to know that that's a good one. I don't know. I want to say, like, I mean well, like, I'm passionate about whatever it is that you put in front of me and you need help with. Like, I'll be passionate about it. I'll help you. But understand that if I see something wrong, I'm going to tell you it's wrong. Like, don't let the face fool you. I will let you know where you're like. Like, a lot of my friends now, they want to be entrepreneurs and they come to me with questions, and like, I have to tell them, like, sorry, I'm not your assistant and you need to figure that out. Because as an entrepreneur, you need to know how to do everything in your business.
Right.
That's not my lane.
No, I respect that. That so fits into what I've seen of you. And it's so funny. You were talking about the boards and the crystals. And I personally am one of those like sage numerology kind of people. So like when I chose our interview this time that we're talking right now, I was like, I had to look up the number. I had to be really intentional just to see what kind of conversation we were going to have and stuff. So I wanted to share this with you because I think that this is something that really aligns with who you are.
Oh my God.
The numerology number 18 resonates with humanitarianism, independence, and building something of lasting benefit. The number 18, the essence of it is to do something with humanitarianism, independence. Again, it's building that lasting effort. You're something very powerful is coming out of this. So it's very interesting to me. Mm-hmm. You seem like a very rooted, very in touch with yourself person. When I was reading your site, I saw you have like rules about, or I didn't think they were rules, but just pretty much boundaries. Mm-hmm. And I like how you have set those boundaries, it seems like, on your professional side as well as your personal side. And I think as women, we struggle with that because you want to be everything to everybody. Mm-hmm. How did you get to that point finally where you have set those boundaries?
I'm still kind of working on it, but I think for me, it's understanding like your values. So when friends, for example, when friends ask me for help, I'll help you, but understand that I'll help you only to a certain point. Right. After that, I am an entrepreneur and I'm going to need you to pay me.
I respect that. So yes.
It's like one of those things, like, and I guess I say, when I'm articulating that to people, I say it with love, like very directly, but just like, I love you, but like, I can't do, like, I have my own things I got to focus on. Plus with my mental health, I can't have too many things going on because then that's when the anxiety really amps up. So yes, here's the foundation. And I've been thinking about creating like little ebooks or things and flyers because it's like, I feel like that might just be good to be like, here, take that and go read it.
I think that's a great idea. Yeah. Because there's a lot of folks out here hustling backwards and you're trying to hustle smart. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And respect your mental health at the same time.
That with anything, friends, family, and anyone that wants to date me, like, I'm very big on, you are not going to set me backwards. Like, I am only going forward. I am not going back to that behavioral health center. The people were nice, but I don't want to go back there. The food was nasty. Like, they don't give you nothing for your hair and stuff. So, nah.
Oh, no, but I love it because you have to be selfish with yourself. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And if you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I'm 34.
For you to be 34 years old and to have already recognized that you have to be selfish with yourself and the pitfalls of that, honey, that is kudos. I'm 47 and the struggle is real in the streets. It has taken a mighty long time, honey.
Girl, I just texted my best friend and I told her, I said, hey, I got bored last night and went on Bumble. And she was like, no, ma'am, you need to get off of Bumble. And I said, well, it's kind of dry. I said, do you think because I put in all caps, 0 tolerance for games, and if you have kids, swipe left? She goes, yeah, that's probably why nobody's talking.
Yeah, see, your Bumble profile sounds a lot like my Bumble profile. Yeah.
Boundaries. So that's called boundaries.
It is. And people don't know how to deal with boundaries, and boundaries will mess up somebody's world, but you have to set them. It does. And I'll be honest, it's going to keep you looking young. That's what the key to looking young is. Not adding someone who is going to make your life wrinkle and make your skin wrinkle.
Yes.
It is key. Very, very key. Mm-hmm. So yes, so that is so funny because it totally flies in with that. Your numerology, you're very independent. You're very like, I'm a good person. I'm gonna help you out, but I need to make sure my soul is good, and that's okay. Yeah. So then, what are you? I know, like you said, you're trying to figure out, your business and get everything focused. What are you passionate about right now?
Ooh, so right now my focus has really been on a product. I haven't even talked to anyone about this yet. A product that I'm coming out with. I'm meeting with a manufacturer on Saturday. Okay. And it'll be for my curly girls and girls with dreads or box braids, things like that. So I hope this is this is it right here. This is like God created coronavirus and pandemic for me to focus on this. Thank you. Sorry, y'all, but
hey, that's okay. Because if you can create something amazing that's going to help all of us ladies with curls out here, we are for it, honey. Thank you. Thank you for thinking of us in this time. Oh my gosh. That's awesome. How long have you been working on this project?
It's actually been something I've been thinking about for probably like 6 months.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But I really started working on it probably like 2 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I reconnected with an old friend, and he owns a couple manufacturers I didn't know about. So
okay.
Yes, hopefully.
Very.
I like they have to show me.
Oh, good. I am really, really excited for you. I think that's a great opportunity that you've been able to like clear your mind enough to be able to move your dream forward.
Yeah.
That's showing what using the COVID-19 virus to an advantage is.
Right.
I love that. Totally love it. One thing I always like to ask, and for anyone coming on, and you are my first guest, so I will ask this of other guests as well. Is there anything that I can do to help support you and encourage you? Because again, this is about women building women. That's part of the Well Done Life. So if there's anything that I can do, please let me know, because we definitely want to make sure we support you.
Absolutely. Yeah, once I get all of those details nailed down, yeah, girl, you're going to be in the promo video. You know what I'm saying?
I'm happy to. I know I don't have that many curls right now. I've actually let it grow a little longer. I got a sister with a handful and a mother. There we go. Hair. We will massage up, do it upright. Yes, we are all about growth, and lots of friends who love to make sure their hair looks good. Mm-hmm. I am super happy. And it's fun talking to you. You have quite a story.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I really enjoyed having this conversation with you.
Me too. It was so, I wanna, we gotta hang out. We gotta at least quarantine.
We gotta talk. Exactly. Yes. So I do. I just want to say thank you. Before obviously we end, would you please share all your socials, everything, so people can get in touch with you?
Oh, yes.
And follow you.
Yes. Please follow me. Instagram is my main source because, again, I can't deal with too many options. So you can definitely follow me at Just Chrissy D, and that's Just JustChrissy and the letter D. Or you can go to my website and subscribe, please, at www.justchrissy.com. Subscribe, and I'll be sending all my updates soon on the new baby coming up.
Okay. Well, I definitely will make sure, and I put all your information in our show notes too, so that way it's easy for everybody to connect with you. So it's been a pleasure. I have really enjoyed having this conversation with you.
Me too, love.
I really, really have. So I hope we get a chance to talk again soon.
Yes.
Okay.
That was such an amazing conversation. I want to say thank you to Chrissy for coming on the Well Done Life podcast, sharing her story with us. It was a pleasure. Chrissy is an amazing person, and it's just so nice to be able to talk to someone who is so open and honest about their experiences. Talking about mental health is not easy, and to be able to be so transparent and to be so in tune with herself emotionally, professionally, and personally, that is just an amazing thing. So I really hope that you found her story informative, that you gained some value and encouraged you to keep going. I'm just so excited to share with you guys in the future what Chrissy continues to do forward. And I definitely look forward to your feedback on the interview. I'm going to put all of Chrissy's contact information in the show notes. But thank you for listening. And all of my social information will be in the show notes. Please like, share, and subscribe. I look forward to talking to you guys next week. Take care of yourselves and each other. Bye-bye.